This video is about why you should allocate a small position of your net worth into Bitcoin. So let's get right into it. What is Bitcoin? Bitcoin is a fixed supply asset, which basically means that the supply will never go higher than 21 million. And this is deflationary in practice, right? The demand for Bitcoin can only go up due to the fixed supply. If you look at a supply and demand curve, that's just economics 101, right? Previously, this was gold, right? A precious metal that it takes so much energy to mine the actual gold, and it's scarce, right? We can always mine more gold and basically just like dig into the earth and get more gold. So it's not really scarce, but it's scarce enough between how effective it is to mine. It translates energy consumption into a medium of scarcity. It's literally just scarcity. So this is gold. Gold is still a great store of value. I don't have any gold in my portfolio just because I think Bitcoin is kind of like the next gold. It's just better because it's actually a fixed supply, immutable, programmable asset on the blockchain. And Bitcoin basically works from sending verification and digital nodes from peer-to-peer networks. It verifies the transactions, and there will never be more than 21 million Bitcoin. That's the main takeaway. Like, if you look at the Bitcoin returns over the past years, it's been the best performing asset, right? And I don't think that this is gonna change, right? This is just an asymmetric bet that if you have a small portion of your net worth in, okay, if it does nothing and if it just goes to zero, right, which is not likely with how huge it is, it's already like one of the most, like the biggest asset classes, which I don't think people actually understand, which is actually like boggling to me. Like, yeah, people just don't understand Bitcoin yet. So that's why I think we're like still early if you are investing for a long-term horizon. Maybe not this cycle. I think this cycle still has a little bit more to go, but that's apart from the point. But so if you think about what Bitcoin is and what money is truly, I was starting to talk about this in my last couple of videos. I don't remember how far back, but yeah, we used to trade with seashells. We used to trade with like other metals like copper and silver, but those became abundant and those became something where the supply could just get blown through the roof on the market and their currency would just be devalued. What we're doing right now in the US and basically every government right now, I'll focus on the US, but we're basically just printing money and buying ourselves out of crises, right? So, and this is done through interest rates. This is done through quantitative easing, which is basically where the American government defaults on its debt and basically creates new money supply to pay off the bonds. And in 2008, so like the 2008 housing crisis, it basically just inserted godly amounts of money into the economy to keep things afloat. It basically bailed out the banks. And we've seen this with inflation. Like, our money is being devalued at 3%, but if you actually look at the core price index, the core price index of like what goods actually cost is going up way more than that. But 3% is like how much our US dollar is being devalued. And this is what Bitcoin could fix, right? The use case right now is like still up in the air, but I think it's an asymmetric, like this is how I'm seeing Bitcoin. This is how I'm telling you how you should view Bitcoin, because there's a spectrum here with people and their beliefs about Bitcoin. There's like Bitcoin is a scam, like, or AKA they don't understand it. And there's like Bitcoin maxis that are just like, Bitcoin is money. Like, this is just everything, right? And I think we should be somewhere in the middle. Like, we should understand that Bitcoin is already a huge asset class, but there's also like, who the hell is Satoshi Nakamoto? And like, there's so many lost walls with so much of this digital currency. And I'm not saying it could get rugged because of the actual technology, but I'm just saying there's a lot of ambiguity here. And blockchain technology it doesn't, like, I don't know what I'm trying to say here. It's basically a network effect where Bitcoin is highly likely to continue doing what it's doing because it's just like Facebook. There's no competitor to Facebook for what it was. It acquired Instagram, and now Meta owns social media, pretty much, besides Google and YouTube. But yeah, Bitcoin, it just solves the money printing issue. Money printing, it puts supply up, which puts demand down for US bonds and treasuries, which is basically the backbone of our economic market. I'm probably not explaining this amazing, but this is why I have a small position in my portfolio for Bitcoin. Right now it's about $200 a month, just for asymmetric upside, not like putting every single dollar you have into this, because next bear cycle, are you going to be able to stomach a 40% drawdown? Like, probably not. You don't want to go through that. Like, play for the long game, DCA, and I think you should have Bitcoin in your portfolio. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you're still here watching right now, I want to see you win, and I have a Discord in the link in the description that you can join for free, and peace.